Welcome to the January meeting of Champlin Township Trustees. After the call order, we'll enter into a short reorganizational meeting and then proceed with the agenda items. So if we could have a roll call, please.
Mr. York?
Present.
Mr. Emery?
Present.
Mr. Fee?
Present.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So at this time, we'll call for nomination for chair for the year 2025.
I'd like to make a motion to have Doug Emerine as chairman for 2005.
Second.
Okay, vote. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery? I'm sorry, Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, next order of business is nominate a vice chairman for the year 2025. I'll nominate Rick York.
Motion. Rick York? Okay. You have a second?
Second.
Okay, let's take a vote. Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. York?
Yes.
Okay. Want to switch chairs?
I think we just stay where we're at for tonight. All right, here we go. The first thing I want to do tonight is let's turn the floor over to Tom Dempsey for a couple minutes for a few words about Dan Davis. Tom.
Yeah, I don't know if you haven't seen it or not, retired Assistant Chief Dan Davis passed away December 31st. Him and his wife were traveling to Florida, and unfortunately Dan had a heart attack and didn't make it. Dan was Champion Fire Department. You know, Dan was there my first day as a career guy there. I remember, you know, Dan was there. Dan was always there. No matter who you were, Dan was always there. Dan was a hell of a fireman, hell of an engineer, and he's going to greatly be missed the Champion Fire Department. There's not one project in that fire department that Dan didn't have his fingers in. You know, he was just that guy. Anytime anyone needed something, you know, that was Dan. That being said, Dan's going to be sort of.
You will be missed. So. Thank you. Okay, first thing we're going to do here is upcoming dates. The next Township Monthly meeting will be on Monday, February 3rd at 6 o'clock p.m. Hope to see everybody there. Next is discussion on the required meeting date for the first police levy reading.
Well, we're going to, agenda item on down the list. We're going to discuss police levy and what millage we feel should be set. And after that, we have to set a meeting for the first reading of that levy. At that meeting, we will turn over to the auditor the millage, and they will let us know what the cost to the residents is per $100,000 valuation. And then we require a second meeting after that. So we need to set a first reading meeting. We can do that next week. And also, we probably should set a second meeting because from what I read from the email from the prosecutor's office, they thought that if we had a monthly meeting on February 3rd, just too close for the February 5th requirement to have the second meeting submitted to them. So,
Set that down below, or you just want to have a conversation?
Yeah.
Just let me know.
that's up to you.
It doesn't matter.
You
We
can bring it up and have it.
We're here. We can't do it right now. We can.
I would propose based on the required timing,
Pardon me?
based on the required timing for the prosecutor's office. I would propose maybe first reading for next Monday, 13th. And she gives her enough time to get everything ready with the second reading on the 21st. That gives enough time to get all of everything paperwork processed to meet the 2/5 deadline.
And that would be at 6 o'clock.
Yes, and those will be published as special meetings if those are the dates that you so choose.
Monday the 13th at 6. Are you good with that, Mr. Wilk? Okay.
And the second meeting was,
121. I only put 121 because when you have your second meeting workshop, you've been doing this third Tuesday. So I went ahead and fixed the 21st. So these would be special meetings and they would be advertised as such for the purpose of the levy.
So I was down for the last meeting. Did you guys come up with a number for this levy yet?
no, we just touched on it briefly and felt that in order to discuss it properly, we needed a full board.
So I think 1.5 would probably fund it, but however, I have concerns with that. And my first concern is that we will not see that money until 2026. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you're more than likely going to have to take an advance to see this department through until 2026. Is that correct?
Yes.
So if you do 1.5, you're going to have enough to bridge the gap to pay back the advance and run that department to 2026.
In my opinion, yes. So here's just to show you some numbers I crunched quickly here. Estimating 6% increase, and I don't know if that's realistic, out to the year 2030. And this shows you what the shortfall would be. And that's got a 6% increase per year in it. Based on that, crunching, to me, I think 1.5 would be appropriate and not over the top. Don't have a crystal ball though, and I can't tell you what's gonna happen in the year.
I got you.
Yeah, is that taking into consideration any raises or anything of that nature?
That's it.
That's got a 6% increase in it each year. So,
Total operation.
that does leave a little bit, but yes, there could be a deficit, and given that we won't see money until 26, we could start out in a little bit of a hole. But by then, we should be able to, by the year 2027, I think we would be okay as far as, I know we've talked about capital needs as well. So I think that would be fair, but that's my suggestion.
Did you talk to Martha Yoder or anyone about the cost per hundred?
I do have those numbers. So 1 mil is estimated cost of a $100,000 home at $35 per year.
Say that again.
For 1 mil, the cost to homeowner of a $100,000 home would be $35 per year. A 1.75 mil cost would be $61.25 per year on a $100,000 home.
Could you say those numbers again, please? I don't want to interrupt. I think
I get the second.
Okay. Okay, if I repeat.
Yes.
Okay, a $1 million estimated cost for a $100,000 home would be $35 per year. A $1.75 million estimated cost for a $100,000 home would be $61.25. So we could do some math and find out what's in between them, but that's what you're looking at.
Thank you.
Okay. Any thoughts?
I would be a little on the plus on that. Especially with how the health care is going. And that's 61.25 per thousand, so it's around per hundred, so you're looking at 3/4 of that, so you're looking at about $105.
Yeah, that would be my guess. 100 to 125.
Well, 3/4 is 61. 8% would be, 8% would be 48.
Yeah, I heard him. It's just,
What do you say?
I heard you.
I said, Rick wants that. Rick said, yeah, I heard it.
It's tough being the new guy, isn't it?
My concern is this, 1.75, that would be ideal. You gotta wrap your heads around the concerns of the residents. That's a big chunk. I think it's a little overkill personally. I think 1.5, 1.6 is a better number. We have, based on what Lord Joe presented last month, we have a 212,000 gap.
This year?
Yeah. With the,
About 150, I think. Oh, current tax. So this is a current tax revenue with our current 2024 spend is this.
yes.
But
Gap.
we also had some revenue in there that we gained through grants and things. That's really hard to split all this out.
Mhm.
Some of the spending also is too because of the grants.
Mhm.
So it's hard to sort all that out. So this is really aggressive. This is like the worst case. So that gap is probably gonna be more about 125, something like that.
So what you're seeing right now is, there was a lot of expenditures due to the ARP funds and
Yeah, we did some projects this year because we had reimbursing grants that drove up the revenue, but also drove up some of the expenses. We also benefited from, as a township from that. But just to let you know what the tax revenue looks like, that's a gap to the tax revenue. Okay, but we probably took about $100,000 in additional revenue this year through grants and donations and things like that.
so you're thinking 1.6.
Yeah, 1.5, 1.6.
What's 1.6 look like, do you know?
I didn't figure that one, but I can quickly.
Give me that number.
You ready?
You ready? Here we go.
409,694.
409,694.
And as I mentioned, currently, we haven't really been able to support anything for capital. So, thinking about that as well, for the future. So.
I'm optimistic that we can get a levy through, and I gotta be quite honest, without it, I think we have huge issues here. We have no place to cut other than manpower. And that's a concern. And of course, according to the contracts, we would have to cut the lowest seniority officers, tiered pay. They are also the least amount cost buys to us. I don't know that cutting one would fix the problem. I'm sure it won't. So you'd lose two, you can't run the department. So I guess the way I see things right now, this levy doesn't pass, you do not have a police department. It's just gonna be that simple. That being said, I don't want to create slush funds. There's no future in that for anybody either. And make sure that we ask for enough that's gonna carry this department for 5 or 10 years, so we don't have to come back and ask again. Because I think people get tired of seeing that, hearing that. I understand. I guess, I would support 1.6.
Okay, so if the board is in agreement, 1.6, there's a resolution that I included on. Correct?
Yes. If the board's in agreement tonight, I can submit this and get the ball started rather than delay.
How many years is it for?
We have to determine
How
that
many
too.
years?
3 or 5 years.
5 year?
Yeah, I
To
think
me,
it always have to be.
That would be my recommendation.
Yep,
Would be mine.
I agree.
All right, I'm going to read this resolution then. Okay, to adopt a resolution declaring it necessary to levy a 1.6 mil tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the purpose of general overall operations of the Tampa Township Police Department for a period of 5 years commencing in 2025, first due in calendar year 2026. Said levy shall be submitted to the electors in special election to be held May 6, 2025.
So moved.
Move first.
Second.
I need a roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Umrine?
Yes?
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next thing we're going to do is the sunshine law motion for 2025. And I will read that. The Board of Trustees conducts its meetings in full compliance with the State of Ohio sunshine law and accordingly establishes the following rules for the scheduling and notice of all meetings. Number 1, regular meetings. Regular meetings of the Board of Trustees shall be held on the first Monday of each month at 6 p.m. with the exception of dates which are legal holidays, which will be the second Monday of the month and the third Tuesday of the even months. It will be at 240 Marshall Avenue. It's our administration building, and notice of said regular meetings will be posted on a conspicuous township bulletin board or sign provided for that purpose. Should legislation, all teleconferencing, an announcement will be made with the information. Number 2, special emergency meetings. Notice of special meetings of the Board of Trustees shall be given by posting advance written notice of the same to the Warren Tribune Chronicle and any other media that requests the same. Notice of special meetings will also be posted on the Champa Township website, bulletin board, and any social media account representing the township. Notice of a special meeting shall be given at least 24 hours in advance of the meeting, except in an emergency, in which case notice shall be given as soon as possible. Number 3, content of notice. Notice of special meetings of the Board of Trustees shall contain the following information. 1, special meeting of the Champion Board of Trustees. 2, date. 3, time. 4, place, call-in phone. And 5, purpose of the meeting. I will read the regular monthly meetings will be January 6th, February 3rd, March 3rd, April 7th, May 5th, June 2nd and 17th, July 7th, August 4th and 19th, September 8th, October 6th and 21st, November 3rd, and December 1st and 16th. I'm going to go back. February will also have the 18th.
And April 15th.
April will have the 7th and the 27th. I hear a motion on that?
Motion.
Second?
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve or deny authorization, the chairman of the Board of Trustees to sign any and all contract documents as required for any motions passed by the board.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next up, motion to approve, deny membership in the Ohio and Trumbull County Township Associations and attendance of the annual state association conferences, county meetings, and payment of expenses for trustees, fiscal officer, and any department heads as associate members.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Motion to approve or deny the 2025 mileage reimbursement rate for approval of travel expenses of township officials and employees. The current IRS rate is set at 70 cents per mile. Every effort should be made to take a township vehicle when it is available.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next, motion to approve and deny the 2025 annual ODOT mileage certification of 41.385 miles, showing no adjustments for the year. The trustees will be required to sign the certification and return it to Trumbull County Engineer for concurrence and submission to ODOT.
Motion.
Second?
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes.
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next, a motion to approve and deny in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, Section 9.37, regarding direct deposits, electronic bill pay, including payroll, for the fiscal year 2025, provided that all electronic bill pay records are submitted for formal postness approval by the trustees at the next monthly township meeting.
Motion.
Second?
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes?
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next, a motion to approve and deny supplemental appropriation changes to meet the balance of the year's transactions and obligations.
Motion.
Second?
Roll call. Mr. York?
Yes.
Mr. Emery?
Yes?
Mr. Fee?
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve or deny the EFT report for December.
Motion.
You have that report?
Yes, so you should have it in your packet. You have, this is the listing from December.
Second.
Okay, roll call, Mr. York,
Yes.
Mr. Emery,
Yes.
Mr. Fee.
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve or deny the salary method of compensation for the trustees and fiscal officer for fiscal year 2025 to be equal payments on a monthly basis.
I did give you for your information in your packet, this, which is a summary of what the pay should be for trustees and fiscal officers for the year 2025.
Those are set by the state of Ohio.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. York,
Yes.
Mr. Emery,
Yes.
Mr. Fee.
Yes.
Next, a motion to approve or deny the annual membership in the Ohio Department of Administrative Services Co-op Purchasing Program for 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. York,
Yes.
Mr. Emery,
Yes.
Mr. Fee.
Yes.
Next, a motion to approve or deny the rehire of all part-time employees at the same rates of pay as last year. It includes fire department, reserve, zoning inspectors, part-time police officers.
So moved.
Second.
Cemetery workers. Cemetery workers for the summer?
I think we
We do that
later.
in
Oh, you do?
the spring, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, roll call, Mr. York,
Yes.
Mr. Emery,
Yes.
Mr. Fee.
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve or deny the rehire of all full-time, non-bargaining employees at the same rates of pay as last year.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. York,
Yes.
Mr. Emery,
Yes.
Mr. Fee.
Yes.
Motion to approve or deny the use of Gov Deals as the online sales provider for the year 2025.
I believe there's a resolution you read with that, is that correct? I think I might have it.
The resolution.
Do you have it with you?
I think I